It's me, I'm back. Jimmy Tanico, otherwise known as Jimmy the Baker. This is the winner, man, right here. It's my wonderful cinnamon roll, 5+ ounces, so we say. I'm going to talk about the wonderful, wonderful dough that we make. But for now, why don't we just all groove on what is a wonderfully nice, warmed up cinnamon roll that you all have come to love. Take a look at that just wonderfully beautiful cake-like roll. I can't be more proud of the bakers who are baking for me, because sometimes when I open these up, it's been 10 years, I'm still hoping that I get that kind of grain and that cakiness that it's supposed to get. And there's only one way that we're getting this, and that is my bakers took their time. This dough, which we're going to talk about, was made 2 days ago. It sat in a refrigerator, as we call it, a retarder, which is the correct humidity and temperature setting for a dough to do its slow dance. And you've got this dough, which is strong enough to stand up to a microwave, but it's also supple enough to be almost cake-like. This, by the way, was not done in one try. This is a Jimmy crazy moment in life that was 20 years in the making. Constant reviews, constant new renditions that we tweak to make it better and better. I don't think it needs anything else, to be honest with you, because I think after dozens of recipe changes and process changes, we've got this supple, wonderful cinnamon roll. So let's talk about what you're getting, so you can see the value and what we're bringing you today. But I think what we should do is we should start off right away with what 24 rolls look like. You're going to get 12 or 24 rolls. For the 12 count, it's typically $48.50, but today it's $44, or 4 easy payments of $11. That's $4 a roll delivered to your house. And you and I both know that when you stop on the turnpike or you stop on the highway and you go into that rest stop, they're $6, $7, and $8. This is delivered to your own home. You can heat them up when you want to. But the value in the deal today is in the 24 count. And I purposely kept these in the box because I want you to see what it looks like when it gets home to you. It's almost bigger than me. I know I'm not that big, but still. This is 24 rolls, and as you can see, it's 1 tub of icing for 6 rolls. So typically $81.50, but today it's $74. That comes down to $3 and change for each roll. Each 5+ ounce roll with icing, probably pushing more like 6 ounces. You're getting 10 pounds of cinnamon rolls. The wonderful thing about these is they freeze great. This dough, once baked, once wrapped, put in the freezer and thawed, it comes alive even more. I don't know, well, I do know why. It's a boring bakery scientific explanation you don't want to know about. But once these go in the freezer and they come out, they're even more supple. I did want to point something out, and as I was opening the box, you're going to notice that the baking instructions are on the box. I get lots of questions every week. Sometimes you guys open up the boxes and you miss, and maybe you tear off the instructions, what have you, but the instructions, which are to get these home, put them in the freezer or the refrigerator. You can freeze both the icing and the roll. You can keep 1 tub in the refrigerator, a couple of rolls in the 1 tub in the refrigerator, the rest can go in the freezer. These rolls, by the way, will last on your counter easy 6 or 7 days. But let's get back to process and recipe, because this is the part of my cinnamon roll that I love to talk about. It's right here. The wonderful, lovely, beautiful dough. Yes, my children think I'm more proud of the dough than I'm proud of them, but that's not true. The dough's not going to have to support me when I'm a senior citizen, but that's beside the point. This dough was made 2 days ago, and it is soft and supple. I know some of you may think I'm crazy for showing dough on television, but this is what it's all about. You cannot get this. This is a gentle rise dough. You can't get this in 6 hours. You can't get it in 1 hour. You can't mix the dough and let it rise and punch it down and use it like everyone's used to. It just doesn't happen. For that dough, when that dough sits and it does that slow dance, that slow fermentation, we're going to get what we get, and that is this wonderfully tall, luscious cinnamon roll that will stand up to the microwave. By the way, Microwaving it first is the way I prefer to do it. You can actually microwave it with the cream cheese icing on it, but what I like is when you heat up the roll, you put the icing on and you let the icing melt right in. Oh, oh man. I am one happy baker today. I have my hats are off to Miguel and Angel and everybody in the bakery who are turning out one beautiful piece of dough. That doesn't happen, ladies and gentlemen, unless we are all following the rules. The crazy, crazy Jimmy rules on the bakery floor would say we make this dough, we let it sit and age for a little bit at room temperature, then we put it away and let it age even more and more. Nobody in the bakery business wants to do that because it means it's taking up a lot of space and a lot of time. Everyone's in a rush. They want to make the dough and get it out at the end of the day. It's not happening at Sprout Creek. It's not happening at Jimmy the Baker's. No way. I'd rather not sell cinnamon rolls than to rush the process. And that's what you get. You get this wonderful, wonderful, supple dough that is strong enough to stand up to a microwave, but cake-like enough so that when you eat it, you feel like you're actually eating a piece of cake. That just cannot happen with Just Recipe, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that happened decades, if not 50 years ago in the old days when bakers walked into their bakeries. They made their dough on Monday. Monday was the prep day. If you remember in the old days, bakeries were closed on Monday, but those guys weren't taking the day off. They were prepping for the week. They were making the dough, and then during the week, those doughs would sit in the refrigerator. And I'm not really sure that the old-time bakers knew what was going on. As that dough aged, the dough got the Danish or the cinnamon roll or the babka got more and more supple because that yeast and sugar and flour are doing that wonderful, wonderful slow dance. Now, the other secret to this is our baking paper. And as I showed you earlier with the loaf cake, look at that. I just peeled that off and I wasn't expecting it to be such a contrast. But if you see that the top of the roll is darker than the side. Sorry, I get excited when I see that. I don't know why, but I really do. This is perfect execution. This means we did not overbake this. This means that the outside of the roll is just like the center cut. We want every one of these to be just like the center cut. In the old days when we baked these in full sheets, invariably you'd get a corner, you'd get an edge, and those edges would stand up against a metal pan, and they would get crusty. There are some people who like the crusty edge of a cinnamon roll. I never did. When I made those canisters of cinnamon rolls as a little kid, I'd always purposely put one in the middle. That one was for me. I made sure I was the one who pulled those out of the oven, and I pulled the center out. So when I started making cinnamon rolls like for a living, I was trying to figure out how could we have each one like the center cut. And it was all about the science of baking, and that is to control the temperature on the outside of the bun. And that's what this paper does really, really well. Now, once it bakes like that, the outer shell now is soft. It enables the inside of the roll to catch up. Let's go back to one more time as to what you're getting. It's 12 or 24. We say they're 5 1/4 ounces, but I say no way. They're probably bigger than that because my bakers know to always err on the large size. 12 are normally $48.50. Today they're $44. 4 easy pays of 11 bucks. That's about $4 for a bun with cream cheese icing delivered to your home. 4 easy pays, but the real value, once again, is in the 24 count. $81.50, but today it's feature price for $74. That's unless my math is wrong, that's $3.08 per bun. That is crazy. When you walk into the mall or you walk down the turnpike or the throughway and you stop in that cinnamon roll store and you're paying $6, $7, and $8 for the, never mind. Anyway, these are $3.08, and look at what you're getting. You're getting 1 tub of icing for $6. You can barely see me behind this. So when you get this box at home, this is heavy. This is 10 pounds. You know, I have to say, because when I was going down to the studio and they had everything all set up on the set, I never appreciated just what you're getting. This is big stuff. This is a lot of cinnamon rolls. 24 of these are going to last you as long as it takes you to eat them. And my thought is that if you have 24 in the freezer, they will freeze excellent. I've never had anyone tell me that they froze too long, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. You can take one tub out, you can put it in your refrigerator, you could take 1 or 2 cinnamon rolls, put them in the refrigerator, they'll stay just fine. Put the rest in the freezer. If you don't think you're going to eat 24 cinnamon rolls within a week or two, and I pray that you don't, as much as I like you to eat them, that pace yourself, dear, pace yourself. Put them in the freezer. They will last there for several months at a time. And by the way, this is the time of the year where I'm most flattered. I would have to say between the crumb cake and cinnamon roll is probably neck and neck in the bill to ship to for gift giving. This is a great gift idea because it is a memorable event. That's after several years now of selling this to the QVC customer. I am very flattered that already my phone is ringing with, we need to plan out the gift giving season. I need to make sure that that you're going to be on air, that you're going to be able to order these, et cetera, et cetera. That's flattering that you would choose my cinnamon rolls to send your product. So next up is, no way, Stacy? Is Stacy up next?